What's up, everybody? My name's Trey, and welcome to the Diji Dive Agency podcast. If you don't know, the Diji Dive Agency is a full-service digital marketing agency that builds passive income for individuals, small businesses, and corporations. Really, it doesn't matter. We're talking about real passive income, type of passive income. You can retire your parents, send your kids to college, get that dream car that you want. We're talking about real money over here, people. And in this podcast, basically just going to be an update, what it looks like to build an agency with your friends, make some money, make clients money, things of that nature. We've got a couple things that are very interesting coming to not only the agency, but also to the YouTube channel that we're going to be documenting, and that's YouTube automation. Percy is kind of going to be in charge now of not only sales, but also our YouTube automation section of the agency. He'll kind of talk about why that is, why he's excited for YouTube automation specifically. But it is going to be really interesting, I think, because Christian and I were running some YouTube channels before we officially started the agency and went into Amazon and Facebook Marketplace and things of that nature. So we already have a couple channels that are monetized. So it'll be really interested to see, what exactly the effort looks like, because these channels already have the ability to make money. So realistically, every video we post will immediately get paid for it. So it'll be kind of interesting to see. But Percy, how are you feeling about, kind of the shift? Why did we kind of get you to do that shift? And how are you feeling about YouTube automation in itself, my boy?
Yeah, well, YouTube automation's cool, and mostly because you don't have to show your face. You don't have to talk. All you have to do is use all these different AIs and kind of put together a story into a video, and you don't have to show face for it. So, you can do a lot of topics all at once. It's pretty interesting in the fact that you can just pump out content, and it doesn't have to be you. You can leverage, Chat GPT. You can leverage other AIs to kind of build a story for you. And that's what's really interesting and cool about YouTube automation. That's actually one that I haven't heard a lot of. So I'm pretty excited to start doing it and seeing what kind of results we get from it. Obviously, Trey, you've done it before, so you're going to be kind of teaching me how to do it and seeing how we can implement it and make it faster and better and more efficient. But it can definitely scale a lot easier. We can schedule everything out. We can do everything pretty quickly, I feel like.
Yeah, we've been doing YouTube automation for a while. We kind of stopped, I would say, probably 4 or 5 months ago, just to focus on some other things. Because if you don't know, content creation in general is a very long game. It's very seldomly that you get monetized quickly on any social media platform, regardless of what it is, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, Instagram Reels, or I guess just Instagram itself. It takes a long time to kind of build up an audience. And the fact that we already have monetized channels is why I'm kind of so excited for it. Normally, it's like a 6-month to 12-month run until you get a channel monetized. But now that we already are, it's like, okay, well, how much money can we have this channel essentially pump out for us? I kind of see it as a two-tier kind of approach with YouTube automation. You either do everything yourself, which just takes an enormous amount of time, but it requires almost no money, or you outsource everything and it's extremely expensive to run a channel, but it requires none of your time. With the kind of advancements of AI, now we're kind of getting into a space where you can have AI do the majority of the work and do it for a relatively inexpensive cost. So that's going to be the really cool thing, because no longer do you have to worry about freelancers getting thumbnails to you, making scripts. There's AI that literally does that in 3 seconds. So I think the scalability is going to be really interesting to kind of see what that looks like. And then also another reason why YouTube automation might eventually become kind of a staple, it's very different than selling products. If you've ever sold products before, you sell a product one time, and that's the only time normally that you get paid for that product. It's not like repeat buyers. It's not like them coming back to the shop and then buying other things, like unless you're selling something that people have to use over and over, like a candle or like paper towels or something like that. But these YouTube videos stay up forever. So in 10 years, somebody will still look up a video and will possibly still get paid for it. And that's the aspect that I really like. because it's, in my opinion, it's much easier to scale something like that rather than scaling out products where you're going to have to test products. You're going to have to spend a lot of money on products, where in this, it really takes no money to kind of test if a video is going to do well or get you a ton of views, a ton of subscribers, or anything like that. And then, oh, go ahead.
It's timeless.
Yeah, that's what's going to be really cool, because I think YouTube and a lot of these other social media platforms seem to be here for the long run. So I don't ever see them really going out of business or anything like that. So, and then Christian, we kind of got an update. Can you kind of go over why we're only bringing on 2 clients a month? I know I had some questions about that on my Instagram, but some people wanted to know like why we're not trying to bring on as many clients as possible or anything like that. And then kind of what the onboarding process looks like for, a potential new client. You don't have to go super in depth, but just kind of what are the 3 or 4 things that they might need before they kind of get their store up and going? If you want to go.
Yeah, so the reason we only bring on 2 people a month is it's a lot of work, honestly, setting everything up. It's going to take some time in order to create your LLC, in order to get all of your documentations in order. The first part about starting up your e-commerce stores, or what takes the longest, is really just waiting for all of your documentation and everything to just be set up and come in place. When you want to open your Amazon seller account, you have to first apply for an interview, and once you have your interview, then you get set up. Then you get to actually begin your sales. So the reason why we bring on 2 people is we just want to take the time to help. About it usually takes about a month or so to get your store fully set up. So we're just walking these 2 people how to get their LLC, their wholesale license, walking them through what the interview steps look like, and then once we have that, setting their store up to be ready to just begin sales. So this kind of what takes so long. When it comes time to your onboarding, there's going to be multiple onboarding calls. The first call is going to consist of us really just walking through and applying for the interview, setting up your Seller Central account, and then going over what will be discussed in the interview. Once that interview does take place, we'll do have even more in depth, such as making sure all the permissions are turned on, giving everyone access to the account, making sure we are applying for our wholesale license, and just everything that sort of comes involved with us, then scaling from that point. So it's going to be about 3 to 4 onboarding calls altogether. Each call is usually about 30 minutes to an hour of us just working together, going through the applications and everything that's really involved with making sure you're set up with a store in order for it to be passive on your end, and just being able to allow us to get all the work done for you.
Right. And yeah, I think that's kind of the hardest thing for people to kind of understand, like coming on from other services and things like that. Like the onboarding part of, any done for you service, or specifically, that's the majority of the work when it comes to clients. Like you are the one that has to actually set up your store. Like you are the one that has to type in the EIN number. Like we can't do that for you. Like that's something you have to do. Now we can walk you through it. We're on Zoom calls, we'll be on phone calls. Like that's what the onboarding is. It's telling you exactly what buttons to click, exactly what boxes to check, exactly what address to put in, things like that. But we just can't do it for you. So the onboarding part, the first month, is essentially knowing, hey, for this month, we are setting everything up for success so that next month, when we do get sales, we know exactly your account's set up right. You won't get shut down because you checked the box wrong or anything like that. And then it begins to scale after that. So just understanding the first month really of any done for you service, or I guess ours specifically, is just making sure everything's set up correctly, so that when you are doing $10, $20, $30,000 a month with Amazon specifically, there's no issues when it comes to your actual account. And I know that's really important for people, especially if you are, spending a lot of money. You want to make sure that your account doesn't get shut down for like you haven't verified your email address or something like that. So we just want to make sure we get every client up and going, make sure their accounts are set up and everything like that. Now,
and when we're walking through, we're literally just doing screen shares, telling exactly what to click. It's live in the moment, holding your hand the whole way through is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, and we're also going to have, I guess I didn't say this at the beginning, but as you see, there are 3 of us right now. We'll probably be expanding the agency as we try to do every now and then. People come on, they say they want to work. we get them to work, and then they might not show back up or might not make videos, whatever the case may be. So always trying to expand the agency. We're looking at Amazon KDP. We think it could be a really interesting option. It's where you can basically sell books on Amazon. So not only selling products, but essentially selling ebooks and digital books and things like that. So probably another piece of the agency we'll kind of dabble in, kind of down the road, but I think that'll be really interesting too. Now, when it comes to Amazon, I guess specifically, can you kind of go over the payout structure? Because I know some people ask about that in terms of it's much different than Facebook. Facebook pays you out every single day, but I'm pretty sure Amazon's once every 2 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, it's once every 2 weeks. You have to remember there's a lot of other fees associated with Amazon as well. In addition to in addition to your product and the split between what you purchased the items for and what the profit you made, you also have to remember that Amazon is charging you monthly storage fees, your subscription fee. They also are taking their fees for just being able to direct customers to you. So yeah, the payout is every 2 weeks. Just know that you're gonna have a couple fees taken out in addition to what Amazon is paying you out.
Yeah. And then another thing we're gonna have coming out specifically for the channel are basically case studies for our clients. So Christian will have one with an Amazon client, possibly getting them on a Zoom call, or if a client doesn't want their face online or anything like that, it'll basically just be us going over their profit sheet just to kind of show you like what you can kind of expect if you are to come on as a client. Like I said, this isn't get rich overnight. Like, we're not saying that you'll be a millionaire tomorrow or anything. As stores scale, it is slowly. The first month is just making sure the account's set up. Second month, making sure we have a couple winners on the account. And then it just continues to increase after that. But we will have some videos coming out just kind of showing potential stores that we are running for clients to show you what you can kind of expect in a realistic sense. And no, we're not just going to show you the best possible store that we have among all of our clients because we don't feel like that'll be realistic. We'll try to just give you an average. Hey, this is pretty new store, has a couple sales, which you can kind of expect, just because we want to temper expectations. Because obviously, the more money we make clients, the more money we make, and that's what we're really here to do is just make our clients happy and make them passive income. And I guess for me, kind of going over Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops, drop shipping, wholesale, they've taken a huge downturn. We kind of knew that Facebook Shops was a pay to play, but now a lot of shops are getting restricted, and no one seems to know why. I've called into customer service numerous times, and they basically say there's a different department that deals with it, and I'm just getting transferred from one place to another without any like documentation telling me like what's violated or why shops are shut down or what the case may be. It could just be a glitch, as kind of every social media platform goes through it every now and then. Like Amazon stores get shut down sometimes for absolutely no reason. So we're trying to figure out why that is, and why shops specifically are just having this bug in it. Facebook Marketplace still seems to be a very profitable place to be. However, it's no longer a place that you make $10,000 a month on in profit. I just don't think it's doable anymore on Facebook Marketplace. You can still make a solid passive income, but it's no longer making six figures just on a marketplace, just selling pencils all day. Like it's very different than what it used to be just even a couple months ago. So we're trying to figure out some ins and outs and different strategies to get not only shops running more efficiently, but also using ads that are positive when it comes to running them for different products. And then lead generation has still been a struggle just because not really understanding Google ads, I guess, or maybe I'm just not running, the rank and rent, or I guess rent and rank lead generation business model the right way. So reached out to a couple different Google ads agencies and a couple different lead generation agencies. So hopefully I'm going to figure that aspect out, as that'll be another piece to the agency that we can kind of offer to not only be able to generate leads for the actual agency, but also to set up Amazon stores and YouTube channels with their own way to kind of generate leads and generate prospects to the channels themselves. I think could be kind of interesting, but we're really just still working on that. It's a work in process or progress, I guess, just because Google ads is just so different from Facebook ads, and I guess I'm just having a hard time figuring it out. And then when we are looking at making content, we're trying to figure out how exactly we can automate the process a little bit more for the videos that we specifically are making. So Percy will be making videos on YouTube automation, sales, lead gen, Facebook drop shipping, Facebook marketplace, and then also on just like growing the YouTube channel. Christian's making them about LinkedIn and then Amazon. So it's trying to find different AI softwares that can help us generate maybe scripts or generate thumbnails just to make the process a little bit easier, because making content takes a lot of time, specifically on our videos. YouTube automation's a little bit different because you don't show your face, but when it comes to content creation, in terms of our faces are in the videos, it just takes a lot of time. So trying to figure out a way to streamline that just so we can get more content posted, more content for you to see. Anything else y'all want to go over today?
Trying to think of anything that's happened this past week. I don't
I saw
know.
the Andrew Tate interview with
I did too, the BBC.
some news network. I haven't watched it. I've seen clips of it everywhere, but I haven't actually like watched it or anything.
I
like
watched
that.
the whole thing. It was quite
Is it
hilarious.
good? Is it worth it?
I don't think it's worth it. I just
Okay, so the clips are good enough.
it was entertaining, as like Andrew Tate was like destroying this girl from BBC. And wow, that sounds so wrong, but
Yeah, I was about to say. I knew you was gonna say it too.
in his house. I saw Christian's face, and I thought, and but they came to Andrew Tate's house,
To
and
do the interview, right?
what's that?
Like to do the interview, like it's in his living room, right?
Yeah, because he's on house arrest, I guess.
Yeah.
So he still can't leave Romania or whatever. So it's basically Andrew Tate the whole time saying, "Listen, you came to my house and asked me to do an interview for you.
You don't have authority.
Yeah, you don't have authority here. Me and you are equal." And like the lady from BBC was like trying to keep painting this picture that Andrew Tate, is just this evil guy and all this stuff. And he's like, don't you think it's interesting that Romania literally just put me in jail for like 3 months or like 6
For no
months
reason.
with no charges? He's like, shouldn't you be asking me more about that versus just like, all the things that you think that I've said?
Right.
Yeah. So it was
a character, man.
It was funny, man. I mean, he's a smart guy, so.
Oh yeah, he definitely understands. And I didn't notice how much stuff him and his brother did. So kickboxing world champion. They were on, what is it, like The Race, I think? Where you
Yeah. No, it was Big Brother.
Big Brother.
Were they?
Yeah, they're on Big Brother together after.
I think they were on The Amazing Race too. But they've been like in the television spotlight for a while. Yeah, like I didn't know that until like probably a couple months ago. I was like, how exactly did these guys get famous? And they were just on a ton of different things. And I was like, oh, okay, so they understand how the system works now.
Yeah, but what happened? What really took them off was just TikTok and all the clips that all their like followers make and then rehash out.
Did you look into Hustlers University at all? Like their platform that they sold?
Yes, I looked into it, and I love what I respect the most about Andrew Tate is the way he was able to grow Hustler University. It's the fact that you can't shut him down off of Instagram, off of the social media platforms, because most of the content you're seeing about him isn't being posted from him. Yeah, exactly. To all the followers, just reposting the content, hoping to get their commission from someone using their personal link. And so it's like a 50% commission payout. He was paying a lot of his followers and subscribers for any affiliate marketing that can come from them. And I think that's the most brilliant thing he was able to do, was just having other people spread the message for him, preventing him from ever truly being locked out. It's kind of impressive. I don't know if it was fully on purpose, but it's still impressive.
I think the business model itself is absolutely insane. Like a monthly subscription, you get paid half for every person you bring on. And then he's like, hey, I will give you all the viral clips that I make, and all you have to do is post them on basically like these accounts that you make from me and get paid a commission. Like, I just think it's a beautiful concept that I've seen a couple people start doing. So they don't really pitch it the same as Hustlers University, but it's like, so Percy, for instance, if we run this YouTube automation account and a couple of the videos go viral, we can basically chop them up into shorts and be like, hey, if you post this short, I know it's going to go viral because it's going viral on my channel. And then that's how you can basically have hundreds of accounts posting your stuff, to where it seems like anybody that gets on TikTok has to see your face.
Yeah. They do got to see your face on TikTok for sure.
Especially
You
if
ever
you're just like blasphemy. So
you ever watch those videos of like people just like they're like playing a video game like of a car like kind of jumping through hoops or obstacles or just driving
And they
around.
have the stories underneath.
Yeah, and then there's a
yeah,
story about it. It's so crazy. Like that stuff.
it's so simple.
It is
It's just so
simple and
simple.
it works, dude.
Yeah,
People,
that's why it's going to be interesting for the YouTube automation channel specifically. It's already monetized. I think the niche is really good, so we should basically see traction immediately when we start posting content, and then we can play around with what kind of content do we think is going to do best. Um, because I haven't posted to it in 6-7 months probably, so it's basically a clean slate as long as we're staying like in the niche and kind of what the channel is about. Could be really interesting to kind of play around with some videos and just see which one gets the best views and stuff like that.
deserve.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Nothing huge today. Oh, I guess we can go over this. So, how we looking on the social media front, boys? I guess I can go first. It looks like we are getting more and more views every day on the agency's channel when it just comes to teaching people how to make money online, going over client stores, and kind of the podcast that you're watching right now, just like what the back end looks like of growing a agency with your friends and making money. We are increasing the views every day. Now we only have at this point in time 12 subscribers, so still really small in terms of our YouTube views and things. But it is really nice to see that as the more content we put out, the more views and the more subscribers we are getting. So it is really nice to see that we are growing. We're ranking for a couple different keywords. Basically anything along the lines of Diji Dive Agency, we are ranking for, which is cool to see. Obviously, super duper niche as that's just the name of the agency, but we are starting to rank for a few different keywords, not only for our name, which is the name of the agency, but also we're starting to rank for Digi Dive Agency, Amazon FBA. So it's cool as we continue to rank for different things. We should be getting more views and more subscribers. So nice to see that we are growing on YouTube specifically. Percy, how are we looking on TikTok and Instagram?
TikTok and Instagram, I mean, it's looking pretty steady. I think with the shorts coming out, it'll really increase our engagement and followers. So I mean, guys, start posting shorts. You know what I mean? Like we need to bump it up on shorts, and everybody else that wants to create a personal brand online also needs to be posting shorts and just fucking crushing it. Keep pumping them out.
Yeah, it's like not even shorts on just like Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, but every platform that allows you to post short form. So YouTube Shorts, Rumble Shorts, every place that allows you to post short form content are pushing them right now. And it's just kind of the wave that's going on. Now, it won't be like this forever. I'm sure there's going to be another trend that pops up here in the next 6 months. Like before that, it was long form content where like they were doing like Facebook TV or Facebook Live and Instagram Live. It was long form content a couple months ago, and now it's short form. So I'm sure it'll probably cycle back. But if you can put out the content now, short form's going crazy. Let me go ahead and double down so that when it does switch to something else, you've already built up a following that cares about your content and wants to see. So then when you switch to long form content, it should just be that much more engagement on your actual videos and things like that. Christian, how are we looking on LinkedIn?
Oh man, LinkedIn, we are pretty steady right now. We've been gaining quite a few followers from a lot of the groups we're in right now. I think we've gained had about 50% growth in the past week or so. So it's been pretty steady and nice growth over the past since we've been in a lot more of these groups.
And another thing we kind of talked about doing was getting on lives as a couple of these different as a couple of these different platforms will be pushing, live videos, so LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live, and stuff like that. So we're gonna look at doing those. Bless you, but we don't know what time we're gonna do that, as it's kind of hard to get us all together at noon to make a video. Some of us work, some of us don't, whatever the case may be. So it's going to be kind of difficult to do live. So that's what we're trying to figure out now, because it looks like lives are really picking up on a couple of the different platforms. But that's kind of the update this week. So just to kind of recap, Percy's kind of switching over, not only doing sales, but now YouTube automation with the help of yours truly. And Christian is just continuing to build out the Amazon account, onboarding more clients, We are also looking into some fulfillment centers, possibly looking at getting a warehouse, just because as we grow, we just want to make sure that we are the people handling the products, or we are the people handling the packaging, just so nothing really goes wrong when it comes to shipping them into Amazon or anything like that. And then trying to figure out lead gen. So if you are anybody that knows lead gen, leave a comment in the comment section down below, as I need all the help that I can get, and it would be greatly appreciated. And just like that, we will see you in the next video. Peace.
Peace.